All right, today is section 4, law of signs. Okay, so you've learned right triangle trig. So if you've got a right triangle, you can use SOHCAHTOA to find and Pythagorean theorem to find all the information about the sides and the angles in a triangle when it's right. We learned about law of cosines, and that's if they gave you, it's not a right triangle, right? But it is, maybe they gave you sassy, side angle side, or maybe they gave you snaky, side side side. But what if they give you another type? What if they don't give you a sassy or a snaky? All right, so that's where law of signs comes in. So here's law of signs. Here are the rules, formulas that you got to memorize. It's sine of angle A over side A is equal to sine of angle B over side B. Yes? And it turns out, you've got 3 sides and 3 angles. You can set up this with any of the 3. So it's also equivalent to sine of angle C over side C. And you're only going to need 2 of those at a time, so you might use B with C if that's what they gave you. You might use A with C if that's what they gave you, or A and B if that's what they give you. The other thing that I will say to you is sometimes the information they gave you, or sometimes the information they're asking you for, they might ask you for an angle. And in this case, writing it this way is best. But if instead they're asking you for a side, you will save yourself a step if you write it where the sides are on top. So this is equivalent to side A over sine of angle A is equal to side B over sine of angle B, which is equal to side C over sine of angle C. So that is law of signs. And you should definitely memorize it. We don't give it to you. Okay. So yeah, if the side, because they'll give you 3 pieces of information, right? And you're missing one of them that they're wanting you to find. And so if it's a side you're looking for, I would use this equation here. It saves you a step. If it's an angle that you're looking for, then I would use that version there. It's not that it's wrong to use the other, it's just you'll have to do the work of solving for it and flipping it to the other side. So let's do some examples. Example 1. In triangle ABC, the measure of angle B is 64 degrees. The measure of angle C is 38 degrees. And side B is 9. And they want us to find side C and side A. Okay, I'm going to draw a picture because that's what I do every time. Now, this would be angle A, angle B, angle C, which also means this is side A, side B, side C. Measure of angle B is 64 degrees, so I'll fill that in. Measure of angle C is 38 degrees, so I'll put that in there. And the side B is 9. All right, that's the information they gave me. What would I call this triangle? They gave me angle, angle, side. So this was angle, angle, side. I don't have a special name for it. Oz. I don't know. That was lame. Whatever. Okay. If they give you 2 angles, you can find the third right away, right? Because we know the 3 angles in a triangle add up to 180. So I can find measure of angle A right now by doing 180 degrees minus 64 degrees and minus 38 degrees. And that'll end up giving me 78 degrees. All right, now to find side C and side A. All right, I'm going to definitely use this bottom one, right? And I'm going to go ahead and use B, right? I'm going to use the fact that I'm going to do side B over sine of angle B. And I'm going to do that because that's what was given. What if I made a mistake when I found angle A, right? Then my side will be wrong also. So, I mean, you're going to have to use it anyway. Well, whatever. Okay. It's just what I do. I always use what's given just to kind of minimize my losses in case I make an error. All right, then I've got it's equal to side C over sine of angle C. That's what I'm going to use. And I'm using that because C, the side is what I'm trying to find. If the side was in the bottom, you would have to do the work to get it out of the denominator when you went to solve it. All right, so side B is 9. Angle B is 64 degrees. Side C is what I'm looking for, and that's over sine of angle C, which is 38 degrees. All right, C is what I'm looking for. I am trying to solve for this guy. Well, do you see that if you just multiply both sides of the equation by sine of 38 degrees, then that will cancel and you'll be left with just C on the right-hand side. So that means this is 9 times sine of 38 degrees divided by sine of 64 degrees is what's going to equal C. Put that in your calculator. 9 sine. Whoops, I need to turn it on. That would be helpful. All right. 9 times sine of 38 degrees. Do you see how sine, when you hit it, it started a parenthesis? So you better end that parenthesis. Divided by sine of 64. Your calculator doesn't care if you end the last parenthesis. All right, there we go. C is approximately 6.164, and I'm going to go to 2 decimal places because apparently that's what we're doing in this chapter. 6.16 is going to be C. All right, let's do the same thing to find side A. And I'm going to go ahead and use B again, right? So for side A, I would have 9 over sine of 64 degrees is equal to side A over sine of angle A. And you do the same thing to solve for A. I'm going to multiply both sides by sine of 78 degrees. So that, now you got A isolated, so that A is equal to, this is 9 times sine of 78 degrees divided by sine of 64 degrees. And we'll put that in our calculator. 9 times sine of 78 and the parenthesis divided by sine of 64. 9.794. And if I'm going to 2 decimal places, that 4 says just keep the 9 the way it is. So 9.79 is what side A is equal to. Not too shabby, right? Okay, let's do another example. In triangle ABC, side A is 8, the measure of angle B is 64 degrees, and the measure of angle C. Measure of angle C is 38 degrees. What did I do? Use the same information from above? Apparently, except this time I gave you side A. All right, we're going to find side C. And that's it, just side C. Okay, well, that's easy. A, B, C. And then this would be little b, little a, little c. Side A is 8. Angle B is 64 degrees. and angle C is 38 degrees. All right, so what did they give me this time? Angle, side, angle. All right, so that means the measure of angle A, I can find right away, which is going to be the exact same as the other example one. That was lame. I should have picked a different example. Whatever. Okay. Yeah, because I did 180 minus 64 minus 38, and that was the same as example one. All right, so now to find side C, I would have side C over sine of angle C is equal to side A over sine of angle A, which I just found was 78 degrees. Multiplying both sides by sine of 38, you'll get what? 8 times sine of 38 degrees all over sine of 78 degrees. And we put that in our calculator. And that parenthesis divided by sine of 78. And that gives me C is approximately 5.035, which means going to 2 decimal places, my answer would be, that 5 says round that 3 up, so 5.04. All right. There you go. It's law of sines. Beautiful. That was super quick too. Nice. All right. I hope you guys are having a fantabulous day. See you later.